Good, happy Sunday morning, January 26th, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Sunday morning edition of Good Morning, New Hampshire. Rise and shine, everyone. Let's get your Sunday off to a good start. Sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy Good Morning, New Hampshire, where we have a little bit of everything for you in this program. Let's begin with the news first. We're going to start with local news first. Ringe Police store clerk fires at suspects after being stabbed during robbery. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
Disarm the system. Doors open!
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Secure your home with X1 and customize your security with Xfinity Home. Awarded top pick by CNET. Simple, easy, awesome.
These are the two men Ringe police say walked into the north of the border food mart on Route 202 Friday night. One armed with a knife, the other a gun. The two jump over the counter and begin attacking the clerk. Officers were called to the scene around 9:30.
He had a single abdominal, I'd say a penetrating wound, appeared to be from a knife, and some other injuries to his body. Admitted that he had just been robbed by two individuals.
The clerk was taken to Haywood Hospital in Gardner, Massachusetts. He has since been released and is back home recovering. Police say during the attack, the clerk managed to grab a gun and shot at the suspects as they ran away with cash.
I can confirm that as they were leaving, my clerk fired several rounds in their direction. We are still processing that information. I don't have information as to whether or not suspects were hit.
No one else was in the store at the time of the robbery. Investigators are also looking into whether these are the same suspects involved in a recent armed robbery in neighboring Fitzwilliam.
The suspects did jump the counter in both cases and attack the clerk in both cases. Our clerk was injured. There wasn't. So I do think that there are some similarities.
And if you have any information on who these suspects may be, you are asked to contact the Ringe Police Department. Reporting in Ringe, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we're going to go into your national news now. In national news, deadly 6.7 magnitude earthquake strikes eastern Turkey. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
The grim search for survivors overseas after a deadly and powerful earthquake in eastern Turkey. The magnitude 6.7 quake destroying buildings, sending residents running into the streets, and in the shadow of that rising death toll, moments of miracle rescues. ABC's Julia McFarland reports.
Tonight, teams in eastern Turkey racing to rescue survivors still buried in the rubble. This young girl injured and trapped, a worker cradling her in his arms as she lets out a cry. A team miraculously pulling her out of the wreckage. And after a grueling 17 hours trapped in debris, an elderly woman finally pulled to safety in front of an anxious crowd. She had managed to contact rescue workers on her cell phone, telling them where she was trapped. The death toll climbing tonight to at least 29, with more than 1,000 injured after the deadly 6.7 magnitude quake struck just before 9 p.m. last night. The moment caught on camera during the evening news. The damage leaving thousands homeless. This man says he could not go home to his village and that families had spent the night gathered around a fire, covered in blankets. Turkey frequently suffers quakes because it sits on a fault line, but this one was especially powerful. Hundreds of aftershocks were felt, some as far as Iran and Syria. Tonight, the search for survivors continues. Tom?
Julia McFarland with those incredible images of those rescues. Julia, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into weather. Weather today will be mild Sunday, lingering snow showers in the mountains. With more on that weather report, let's go to meteorologist Haley LaPointe with the weather video.
Trying hard to get a better signal? Enjoy clear cell phone talking with signalboosters.com.
Hi everybody, I'm meteorologist Haley LaPointe. Here's an update on your weekend forecast. Today, temperatures in the 30s and 40s, a mild one, even mid-40s when you get into Manchester and toward the seacoast. The heavy rain is gone. There will be some lingering snow showers in the North Country later this afternoon in the mountains too. But for the rest of us, clouds, sunshine, a light breeze out of the west between, say, 5 to 15 miles per hour. The heavy rain that we had overnight passing now up into the northern portion of Maine. And so now our skies are clearing. Some patchy fog early in the morning, low visibility, but that fades pretty quickly and we'll see sunshine through the remainder of the day. In the North Country, however, so north of the Notches, there is the threat of some more snow showers getting going as colder air starts to return out of the north and west. When you have persistent westerly and northwest winds, colder air coming down out of Canada, it meets up with the mountains and it forms some what we call orographic snow or snow up in the mountains. And that's going to be ongoing throughout the day, even into northern Coos County, so probably a couple inches of snow on the mountain peaks, which is great for skiers, of course. For Monday, similar conditions, so the snow showers ongoing in the mountains while the rest of us enjoy sunshine and a few passing clouds. And that trend even continues throughout much of the work week. It looks like another very quiet work week ahead. Excellent ski and board conditions we're hearing with some fresh snow, patchy fog for the first runs. Temperatures certainly on the mild side, above freezing in the mid-30s at the resorts, and a lot of sunshine. But then in the afternoon, especially if you're more in the northern reaches of the state, there will be some snow showers that move through. Same thing for Monday, snow showers to the north, then partly sunny, and it gets a bit colder by midweek, or at least closer to average, which for this time in January should be about 31 degrees. So we're very close to that by Wednesday and Thursday, but then it gets milder too by the end of the week, closer to 40 degrees by Friday. Then tracking our next potential system, which again comes in next weekend. It looks like Saturday or Sunday that we'd have the chance of some snow and rain.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into New Hampshire life. Let's begin with your look at your event calendar for New Hampshire and the Boston area and Maine area as well. Milford Antique Show begins at 8:30 a.m. at the New Hampshire Hills Athletic Club. Black Ice Pond Hockey Championship in Winterfest at White Park has been canceled due to the mild temperatures. The 4th annual Bob Gelman Fun Run Ski/Snowboard Race, 10 o'clock a.m. at McIntyre Ski Area. Kids Painting with special guests, 10 o'clock a.m. at the Canvas Road Show. The Enjoyment of Sharing, 10:30 a.m. at the First Unitarian Congressional Society in Wilton Center, Red House. Grand Central Open House, 11 o'clock a.m. at Junction 71. Monadnock Bridal Show, 11:30 a.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott. 2020 Summer Opportunities Fair, 12 p.m. at Phillips Academy Sidner Center. Annie, the Educational Theater Collaborative, 1 p.m. at PSU Silver Center for the Arts. And Goldsworthy Creations in Belknap Woods, 1 p.m. at Squam Lake Association. That is a look at your event calendar for this Sunday. And now we're going to talk about, as you know, we love talking about breakfast places and brunch places in New Hampshire. So today we are showing you a breakfast place called Marianne's Diner. Marianne's Diner. Their locations, they have 3 locations. They have a location in Derry, location in Windham, and a location in Salem, New Hampshire. About Marianne's Diner. When Marianne's Diner restaurant opened its doors in 1989, we opened the doors with the idea of giving our customers the best service, homemade food, and atmosphere we could. Without any provision restaurant experience, we waited on our customers the way we would like to be waited on when we go out to eat. The servings are the size we would like to have when we dine out, in an atmosphere we would love to dine in. We are glad to see that there are many more of you like that. These same qualities also. We have gained so many friendships out of our awesome clientele, and would like to thank each and every one of you and for your continued support. And here's some photos of Marianne's Diner. Let's look at the menu. Marianne's Diner menu, Derry, New Hampshire. Breakfast. We love breakfast, as you all know here at the Riley King Network. We love breakfast. Breakfast favorites. Marianne's top hits. Marianne's 3-egg omelets. 3-egg sauté scrambles. Marianne's Benedict. Breakfast sandwiches. Little Roscoe breakfast. Pancake, waffles, and French toast. I love pancake and waffles and French toast. My favorite. Ooh, this one sounds yummy. Cinnamon roll French. Oh my gosh, yummy. Bakery items. Side orders. You can get regular hot coffee or decaf, milk, chocolate milk, strawberry milk, hot chocolate, hot tea, iced coffee. That is a look at Marianne's Diner. And again, locations. They have a location in Derry, Windham, and Salem. These 3 locations. And contact Marianne's Diner. Better yet, see you in person. But if you need contact information, here it is. The Windham contact information, and the Salem contact information. So, if you are just waking up and wondering what to do for breakfast, go to Marianne's Diner at one of those locations and try it out. And we're gonna switch gears now. Let's go to healthy and lifestyle tips. Important face masks, do and don't.
Face masks. They can give you a quick glow up, but it's important to know how to correctly use them. Yes. Dr. Whitney Bowe is here to tell us the do's and don'ts of buying and making face masks. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Let's start with the sheet masks. So what are these for and what should we know when we use them?
Sheet masks are amazing for hydration. They're great at trapping moisture in the skin. So do consider using a hydrating sheet mask at least once a week if you have dry skin. Look for ingredients like glycerin, hyaluronic acid. Those are great.
Oh, yeah, they're super hydrated.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Too. So can you leave this kind of sheet mask on your face overnight? I know sometimes I fall asleep with one on.
Yeah. So great question. You don't actually want to fall asleep with one of these on your skin because what can happen is if you leave it on too long, the mask itself can dry out and then it can actually pull moisture out of your skin, which is the opposite of what we're going for, right? So you want to leave it on about 10-20 minutes, and when you do take it off, you want the mask itself to still be moist. That's a good sign that it's the right amount of time.
If it's dried out, that's a bad sign.
Yes.
Okay, DIY masks. It's a big trend. Lots of people are making their own. It's also cheaper for a lot of people.
And it's fun. Yes. So I love DIY recipes. A lot of these ingredients you have in your kitchen, but you want to be really careful about the ingredients that you're using. So these over here, these are my Bow Glow approved ingredients for DIY masks. So we've got yogurt. I love full-fat Greek yogurt, avocado, honey. These are delicious. You can mix them together. I actually have a great recipe where I put all three of these together into one mask. It's great for acne, breakouts, dry skin. So these are my do's when it comes to DIY.
And are there certain ingredients that we should just avoid?
Yes, so those are the ones over here. So you definitely want to try to avoid things like lemon juice and vinegar. So these ingredients, the pH is really low. They're very acidic. They can actually cause a chemical burn on the skin. I have some patients who end up with what's called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, a stain on the skin that can last for months because they experimented with basically DIY masks with those ingredients.
You don't want to burn your face.
Well, yeah, that's a good rule of thumb. Don't burn your face off when doing a DIY mask.
Well, and talking about burning, the idea of brightening, people that often think that kind of like tingles or burns whenever they're doing brightening masks. What should we be looking at? Kind of what are these problems?
So I love these. I love a good brightening mask. It's great for dull skin. It's good for lightening up dark marks. It's great for acne prone skin. So these masks, these brightening masks, they contain very gentle acids. So things like glycolic acid, lactic acid. What those ingredients do is they just gently exfoliate away the uppermost dead layer of cells. So they just give you back that gorgeous radiance, that gorgeous glow.
Is there a particular ingredient that you need to kind of look out for, though, that's not great to use?
What you actually want to look out for is a sensation. If you start to feel like a burning or a stinging sensation, that is a sign that you could be actually having a reaction. A lot of people think, it's burning. Maybe it's working. Tingling is working. Burning or stinging could be a warning sign that you're having a reaction. Wash it off right away. Or just do like a little patch test before you even use any of these masks. Apply a little bit onto your forearm. Wait a few minutes before you put it all over your face. Make sure you don't get a reaction.
Yeah, because it looks a lot better here than it does all over your face.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking.
Okay, and there you go. Good tips there for people that do face masks. And we're gonna switch gears. Let's go into entertainment news. Music to binge before the Grammys. Tonight is the Grammy Awards on CBS at 8 p.m. Let's see what music we should be binging before the Grammys start.
Now, let's send it over up to Adrian for Binge This. There we go. I wanted more air horn. Let's beat up the beat.
more cowbell?
Well, we're going to have music instead of noise.
Okay,
this
fine.
morning, okay? Yeah. Thank you so much for that introduction, Dan. It was perfect. It is time for Binge This, this year's Grammy edition of Binge This. Tomorrow night is the 62nd Annual Grammy Awards. Here to give us their professional picks on what to binge before the big show are musicologist Nate Sloan. Thank you so much for being here.
Great to be here.
And songwriter, producer Charlie Harding.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I mean, okay, so we're going to get your takes on what you're both looking forward to the most for this year's Grammys.
Yeah, I think one thing we're both really excited about is there's a lot of genre bending in this ceremony. Artists that don't fit neatly into one category or another. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah. And I love songs with a message that you can hear come across both in the lyric as well as the music.
Well, there are going to be so many performances. I mean, this is pretty amazing. You got Gwen Stefani, Blake Shelton, Lizzo set to perform, Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
I know I'm not getting everybody, but any performances that we should be binging to prepare for these performances?
Yeah, Tyler, the Creator. Tyler, the Creator is so much a creator. He's someone who really bends between hip-hop, R&B, funk, and soul. We love his song Earthquake, which is so heavy and bass that it will make your bones shake like an earthquake.
Now I want to hear it.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
And I think for a lot of people, I mean, you guys create these like conversations around aha moments in music, right? So, what was your biggest takeaway 2019 into 2020 about how music is changing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on, and I think one of the most interesting things is the way streaming is changing the sound of music, the way people are listening to music on Spotify and other platforms. One thing is that you actually see songs are starting to get a little shorter because maybe we're clicking around faster from one track to another.
That is so true. Okay, you got some great podcasts that we want to highlight because there are conversations around music just like this one.
Yeah. I think, well, Charlie, why don't you kick it off?
Well, we just heard from Dolly and her memes, and Dolly Parton's America is fabulous. If there's anybody that can unite us, it's Dolly Parton.
That's the truth.
Yeah, the show Lost Notes is wonderful. It explores the greatest musical stories that have never been told. It's really fun.
And then your own podcast, Switched on Pop.
Yeah, we make Switched on Pop. It's about the making and meaning of popular music. So we'll take songs by artists like Beyonce, her track Love on Top, or Justin Timberlake and his song Can't Stop the Feeling. We're going to break it down and tell you how the song works and why it matters.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want to know your picks for Album of the Year.
Sure. I think, what's on your mind, Jack?
I really like hers. I Used to Know Her is a really fabulous R&B album. It kind of strips back your typical R&B sort of sound and gives you some great songs on love and heartbreak. Her song Hard Place in particular is one of my favorites. Yeah.
And what about you, Nate?
Billie Eilish, her album When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? She's a new kind of pop star with a new kind of sound. She'll have these catchy songs stuck in your head even when
oh my God, they're such earworms.
Singing about very serious issues.
Who do you guys think's gonna win album of the year? Yes. You think it's Lizzo, Dan?
It's a good pick.
I like Lizzo.
Yeah.
I'm just going to join the club. Lizzo
all around.
Peer pressure. I think it's been as much about the music as the spectacle of these newcomers who kind of came out of obscurity out of nowhere and have like hit this epic fame.
Yeah, this is a really exciting time. I think we're looking at kind of the next generation of pop stars right here. And from our perspective, it's really promising.
And it's promising and it's exciting because if they can do it, anybody can come out of obscurity.
Yeah.
And become famous for whatever they're good at. So.
Yeah, no, I think there's going to be, I think the 21st century is going to be like so much fun in terms of the music that's coming out.
Let's enjoy this decade and your soundtracks. All right, thank you so much to both of you guys.
Well, hey there.
Okay, and there you go. Music to binge before the Grammys. And now let's take a look at those celebrity birthdays. And here's a look at those celebrity birthdays. And happy birthday to all of these celebrities. We hope they all have a wonderful birthday and a wonderful day. And that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. I hope you all enjoyed watching this Sunday morning edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I'll see you back here next time for another edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. Goodbye, everyone.